Hello everyone and welcome once again to Let's Play Skyrim. Last time when we left off, we were inside Arcadia's Cauldron, just reading books, stealing useful loot, leaving everything else like we do. Here's a new book, The Herbalist's Guide to Skyrim. It is an alchemy skill book, which raises alchemy to 41. It's the third alchemy skill book we found. Those are coming pretty quickly. There are 2 more to go. I know what everyone's thinking. Fallout 4. Yes, I'm playing it, keeping my first playthrough to myself. But I'm playing it in the gaps when these videos are processing, and so far it is sublime, and I love it. And that's all I'm going to say about it for now. Herbalist's Guide to Skyrim, Agneta Thalia. Those avoiding this northern province due to claims of barbarism or concerns over climate are doing themselves a disservice. In fact, Skyrim has a wealth of materials that every alchemist would do well to avail himself of. I have traveled extensively throughout this land, and here are but a few of my findings. Bleeding Crown. The caps of these mushrooms do indeed appear smeared with blood, though it is often hard to see in the dark, damp places in which they grow. Not uncommonly found in Skyrim, their abundance is countered by the difficulty in acquiring them. As any experienced herbalist knows, the darkest of caves often conceal far more than mere mushrooms. Nonetheless, these potent fungi, when combined with certain powdered antlers, produce a mixture rendering one quite susceptible to poison. Their usefulness is also quite apparent when mixed with lavender, creating a substance highly resistant to magic. Deathbell. Folklore abounds about this flower found in the swamps of Hjalmarch. Some stories claim it grows where unfortunate deaths have taken place. Others insist it grows first and then lures unsuspecting people and animals to their doom. I have found no direct evidence to support these stories. Indeed, I found the flowers difficult to locate at all. While it is most well known for its use in poisons, it would be remiss to overlook that the blooms of the Deathbell are very effective in mixtures for boosting one's alchemy skill. Which is not true. Maybe that was intended and they scrapped it because it was overpowered, who knows. Dragonfly, also called Dartwing. A surprising number of insects survive in Skyrim's climate, many thriving in the lower southern areas of the province. Dragonflies can be found in a great many places, and while catching them can be a daunting prospect, the reward is well worth the effort. It was beyond the scope of my research to determine whether the orange and blue dragonflies are fully different breeds or merely simple color variations, but through experimentation I found that the orange dragonfly, when combined with the very hardy barnacles found along the coast, transfer some of their flighty nature, giving the herbalist some very nimble fingers. Hagraven Claw. The claws of a hagraven are best obtained in shops. It is inadvisable to suggest one collects them oneself. These creatures have traded in their humanity for access to powerful magics, and the transformations they undergo infuse their entire beings with some element of that power. Ingesting the powdered claws makes one more resistant to magic, but an especially curious property of the claws is revealed when mixed with snowberries, often found in Skyrim's higher elevations. I found myself capable of comprehending enchantments I had believed mystifying after ingesting the mixture, and have passed this knowledge on to several court wizards who were grateful for the knowledge. Jazzbay. There was a time when it would be considered treason to pick one of these grapes without express permission from the Emperor himself. It is my understanding that although growers in Skyrim were successful in improving the fruit's survivability, it came at the cost of flavor. No longer is it quite the prize it once was, and yet, growing amidst the volcanic tundra of Eastmarch, it is still immensely useful for concocting potions. Mages value it highly as it can be combined with simple garlic to enhance the regeneration of magicka. While no longer against the law, picking these grapes in large amounts is best kept to oneself. Lunamoth Wing. As with the dragonflies, I was taken aback by the number of butterflies, moths, and other insects that manage to thrive in Skyrim. The Luna moth is especially beautiful. Its thin, almost ephemeral wings seem too delicate to hoist anything into the air, giving them an almost magical appearance. Indeed, that sense extends to the properties they exhibit when crushed and distilled, an action I admit was difficult to perform at first, no matter my resolve to discover that all that Skyrim has to offer. These creatures are simply that beautiful. While they can be used for creating poisons that damage magicka, I feel that would be a waste of their potential. Do not be alarmed if when the wings are broken down almost completely they appear to almost disappear under your mortar. That very quality makes the wings quite effective in potions of invisibility. Tundra cotton. Not all Nords are savages wrapped in animal skins howling at the moon. There are a wide variety of fabrics worn throughout the land, thanks in no small part to the stubborn tundra cotton plant. It soaks up what rain it can in the plains west of Whiterun and blooms frequently. While it does not exhibit any of the more striking alchemical properties, it is a staple in potions for not only fortifying magicka, but for resisting spells as well. I wonder if that quality is what allows it to have adapted so well to this climate. Nightshade. The name and shape of this plant are known to all, long understood to be one of the more potent components in many poisons. The average Nord keeps his distance from the bright purple flowers nestled among dark leaves. It is exceedingly effective as a pure poison, but can also be combined with other compounds to stiffen joints as well. Now, that's not true. You can't make paralysis poisons from nightshade, but I digress. It is thus favored amongst those who wish to disable their opponents in battle, and can be found coating the blades of many of the more unsavory characters in Skyrim. And that's it for that book. We learned some stuff. Goody. I want that salt pile. We need to convince Arcadia to turn around if I want to get it.
You'll find tonics, salves, poultices, and potions on my shelves. Browse to your heart's content.
Go on, girlfriend. There we go. The Book of Daedra, Wabbajack, and Pension of the Ancestor Moth we've all read. Same with all of those, which means we're done in Arcadia's Cauldron. Now the next place I'd like to go is the Bannered Mare. But I want to go offload first. Mostly for the sake of keeping things straight, because I found a bunch of stuff. Still can't do Lucia. But here's a new person. Fina Greymane. She doesn't have a quest, so we'll go ahead and pickpocket her and talk to her. She's got gold, which I want. She's got a lockpick, which I want. The key to House Greymane is redundant. We already got it from Fralia. And that's everything she has.
What's the matter? You can't stand the sight of a strong Nord woman? I miss the days when the Greymanes and Battleborns got along. Ever since the war started, we've been at each other's throats. There's nothing a man can do that I can't do better, whether it's serving drinks or slaying trolls.
Do you get to the Cloud District
The daughters
very
of this
often?
land are just as
What am I
strong and
saying?
loyal as its
Of
men.
course you don't.
You wouldn't know it now, but the Greymanes and Battleborns were once fast friends.
Alright, that's
The
it for
finest cuts,
Olfina.
fresh from the wilds.
There is another reason that I'm bouncing back to my cabin, but let's do that now before we head into the Bannered Mare to do anything else. Lots of things to do inside the Bannered Mare. I'm not sure if I have any vendor trash or not. I don't think I actually do. Ah, there's a little bit. But not much. Truth be told, not much at all. Let's drop off ingredients now, because we're just waiting on enchanting. A lot of these go in here, but not the not the blister wart. That's actually part of the crafting loop. Should have 11 death bells, I think. Let me make sure my list says I need 10 more. Good. All is as it should be. So I'm on gear stuff right now. Blister wart's part of the crafting loop, but fire salts, ice wraith tea, all the rest of this goes in here. As does the cave bear pelt, the glass, the porker tusk, the iron ingot, the leather strips, could... And the Amulet of Mara goes in there too. I could have sworn there were 2 soul gems in Arcadia's. Did she spot me stealing one? No. Did I just miss one? It's possible. Anyway, the lesser soul gem. I know where to put that. Everything else is good. And I'm actually going to take out of here one of our 2 mammoth tusks for our friend Isolda. I'm going to head back to Whiterun. And the first thing I'm going to do is check on I was actually hoping it'd be nighttime. I'm hoping we don't get a vampire attack. And yet...
Do you hunt? The plains outside Whiterun are ripe with game.
are able, however you want to say it, to get these ingredients off of Carlotta's stall. That's what I was... one of the things I was hoping to accomplish. And there it all is. Good. Good, good, good. Now, let me pop into Arcadia's Cauldron right
Heading
quick.
east, steer clear of Hillgrun's tomb.
Just to check
Got
whether
something for just about everybody in here.
I missed
Give
a
a
soul
holler
gem
if
or
you
not.
have any questions.
I did. I surely did. There's an empty petty soul gem. Mine now. Alright, good. Now we can head into the Bannered Mare. Before we do, chop wood one time. Just need to bring a couple little pieces of firewood in with us. For reasons that will hopefully be obvious. Inside the Bannered Mare.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
It's exceedingly easy to make everyone in the Bannered Mare friends with us. But first, let's pickpocket Hulda. She's got gold. She's got a lockpick. I think I know Fortify one-handed, but Fortify Alchemy is new
Get
and
away from me!
very necessary.
Why you...
I should probably drop in behind her. That's a tough pickpocket anyway. But yes, we need that Fortify Alchemy effect in the worst way. And we've got it. Outstanding. Alright, that's it for Hulda, so let's go ahead and talk to her now.
I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling the inn to Isolda. Anyway, what do you need? What, hungry, tired, or just plain thirsty?
We missed what can I get you. It's pretty straightforward.
Need anything else? Just let me know. Huh?
I have firewood to sell.
Honest gold for honest work.
And that's on my list as a completable quest for miscellaneous in Whiterun, chop wood for Hulda. With that done, we're friends, and stuff in the Bannered Mare, the low-value stuff anyway, is free to take. Let's do all these. Heard any rumors lately?
I assume you saw the Gildergreen? Big tree, all burnt up, in the middle of the Wind District? It's part of the Temple of Kinnareth. People want Danica to do something about it, but I don't know what they expect.
Talk to Danica about the Gildergreen being destroyed. Heard any rumors lately?
People say there is someone in Riften that can change your face, make you look completely different. Do you believe that?
Locate the face sculptor in Riften. Give me the latest gossip.
The companions? In Jorvaskr? They're recruiting new members from what I hear.
Where can I learn more about magic?
Magic is for the weak. Elves, I mean. They keep to that college in Winterhold. They know their place. Of course, there is Farengar. He might be the Jarl's wizard, but at least he's a Nord.
Where can I learn more about magic?
I should have guessed as much. Your kind sticks to that college in Winterhold, as well they should. You'd never think to learn from a Nord like the Jarl's wizard.
Alright,
I
good.
think I've got some mugs need scrubbing.
So, we'll flag
I think I've got
those
some
two.
mugs need scrubbing.
And note that everything, all the miner stuff in here anyway is now free to take. So, we'll grab it all. That's how we do. Here's a new guy, Sinmir. Nothing to pickpocket.
Get away from me. The security in Whiterun is terrible. Shameful is what it is.
Yes, Mom?
We're running low on
The guards in this city are all lazy and undisciplined. Things need to change.
Of course, Mom.
Commander Caius. Walks around Dragon's Reach like a preening rooster. I could do his job blindfolded. Yes?
Alright, good. So we've already spoken to all these folks. But, Sadia is new, so let's pick her pocket and talk to her. I should probably go ahead and, for my own edification, note that I have spoken to Hulda and Sinmir. Sadia's got some gold. It's the only useful thing she's got. So let's take it.
Don't
Let's
even
speak
think
to
about
her.
it. If it's work you're looking for, Hulda's the one to talk to. If you need more food or drink, speak to Hulda. Mind your manners and pay your bills, and you'll always be welcome. What do you need, handsome? Need something?
And that's it for her. Let's take this other stuff.
Is there something I can do for you?
Alright, we've spoken to Sadia now. Mikhail and Uthgerd aren't going anywhere. We've seen everybody else who's local,
Is there
so
something? Yes?
2 straw is great news. And those ice wolf pelts will ultimately turn into leather strips. But for the moment, I'll just note that we need 22 more straw with those 2 in hand. Very good. Now then, no need to
Need
steal that
something.
mammoth tusk. Already got enough. That drops the number of leather strips I need to 18, which is awesome. Let's search this cupboard. Well, I guess I'll take everything, so it's free to take.
Yes?
Alright, that's it for that.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Let me see.
I work for Bella.
11 more
the
minutes.
general goods store.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go in here now. The Argonian Ale Brennewin wants is right there on the shelf. Pretty easy to get, especially if you've chopped wood to hold it. Don't even need to steal it. Not all the quests are that easy.
This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors, the Imperials.
Gotta keep an eye on my
Drink
carry
to our
weight.
youth,
Yes?
days come and gone. For the age of aggression is just about done.
We'll still need to pick the lock on the strong box. That's pretty standard. Refined moonstone. That's worth stealing. We start out needing 10 of those, so that number has now dropped to 9. Very cool.
We'll drive out the storm cloaks and restore
Alrighty.
what we've
Let's see what else.
of luck and our steel. We'll take back our home. Down down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we will drink and we'll sing.
Is there something I can do for you?
Let's head upstairs and see what we can find there.
Every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
On top of everything else, there are a couple of bedrooms up here. Red Thief of Virtue, that is not a book, so let's head in here. Loot this little room. That cave bear pelt is interesting. We need, with that in hand, we need 12 more bear pelts. 4 of them must be standard pelts. Otherwise, we're good. So let's head down here. We can go ahead and deal with Mikhail now. It actually kind of makes sense to do, but let's finish looting first. Letter from Maven. This is... notes are almost always new. There aren't really very many repeat notes or letters that you find. So let me just remove the letter from Maven from my list. Christophe, upon reading your last letter, I was deeply touched. You're right, I was angry, but now I realize my anger was misplaced. It's time to leave our disagreements in the past and rekindle our friendship. I'll be sending someone to fetch you and bring you to Riften. I wish to avoid a scene, so he'll be calling at night. Make sure you pack all your belongings securely, as the journey could be rather treacherous. Maven Blackbriar. I will note as well that if you're looking at my lists, you'll see 2 letters on there. A letter from Jarl, name, in parentheses, and a letter from Steward, name of Hold. I'm removing those from the list right now because, as it turns out, you will only get 1 of 3 letters as part of the Hearthfire expansion inviting you to construct property. We happen to get the letter from Jarl Sidgeir of Falkreath. The other 2 aren't going to happen. So I'll remove those from the list.
What can I do for you?
Let's finish looting this room, which just includes some irrelevant food in and around here. Alright, let's pick Mikhail's pocket next. He's got some gold, and that's all I want.
Yes.
Let's pickpocket Uthgerd, the Unbroken, who's got gold, a key to her home, which we want, a lockpick, and let me see if I know Fortified Destruction. I don't remember off the top of my head. I do, so I don't need that ring. Alright, let's chat with Mikhail first.
What can I do for you?
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere. Once Mikhail gets
Security
them,
in Whiterun is terrible. Shameful is what
I'm a
it is.
bard by trade. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Let's see. He said something else that I almost missed.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Need something?
I don't have much of a reputation in Skyrim yet, but I'm working on that. One sweet lady at a time. I'd better get going.
The gods in
No
this
doubt
city
they
are
still
all
tell
lazy,
tales of
undisciplined.
Mikhail and his sweet songs
Things need
across
to change.
Cyrodiil, where last I traveled.
Yes.
I enjoy steady patronage in the bannered Mare. I do hope you'll watch me perform. Until next time, what can I do for you?
Where'd you learn to play?
There's a whole college up in Solitude where they teach the arts. Song, lute playing, poetry. I studied there myself. Had to leave over a misunderstanding with a headmistress. Well, more a misunderstanding with her husband.
What do you do around here?
I'm a bard, trained at the Bard's College in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying.
There we go.
Until... it's time.
Now, let's try.
Did you need something?
Walks around
You
Dragon's
need to
Reach
leave
like a
Carlotta
preening
Valentia
rooster.
alone.
Carlotta put you up to this, didn't she? I'm sorry, but that fiery widow is mine. She just doesn't know it yet.
You got 3 options. Let's see if I can intimidate him. Leave her alone or else.
Whoa, hey there. I didn't mean to make you upset. On my honor, Carlotta won't have to worry about me again.
Completed. Talk to Mikhail about Carlotta. Tell Carlotta that Mikhail is taken care of. That's good. We're well on our way to Snake Tongue. I can now just worry about... I now just persuade everybody else. I don't need to worry about bribing or intimidating anymore.
Some parting advice? Women love sonnets.
Now, speech hit 22, and we leveled up, which is fine. 14 is a health level, and the perk we're going to take is Poisoner out of the Alchemy tree. Poisons you mix are 25% more effective. That is awesome. So Mikhail's handled. Let's loot out this last couple of rooms. Then we'll handle Uthgerd. Nothing too special up here, although you never know with the random loot. These dressers, end tables, and wardrobes can have important hearthfire components. And there, actually, is a new book. The Song of Pelennor V5. The Song of Pelennor Volume 5 on his love of Morehouse. There are 8 volumes of the Song of Pelennor. If you haven't played the Knights of the Nine expansion to Oblivion, I believe that's where these books originated. Anyway, let's give this one a read. Editor's note. Volumes 1 through 6 are taken from the so-called Riemann manuscript located in the Imperial Library. It is a transcription of older fragments collected by an unknown scholar of the early Second Era. Beyond this, little is known of the original sources of these fragments, some of which appear to be from the same period, perhaps even from the same manuscript. But, as no scholarly consensus yet exists on dating these 6 fragments, no opinions will be offered here. It is a solid truth that Morehouse was the son of Kine, but whether or not Pelennor was indeed the Shizareen is best left unsaid, for once Plantinu, who favored the short sword, said it, and that night he was smothered by moths. It is famous, though, that the two talked of each other as family, with Morehouse as the lesser, and that Pelennor loved him and called him nephew, but these could be merely the fancies of immortals. Never did Pelennor counsel Morehouse in time of war, for the man-bull fought magnificently and led men well, and never resorted to madness. But the White Strake did warn against the glowing love with Perith. We are Adamor and change things through love. We must take care lest we beget more monsters on this earth. If you do not desist, she will take to you, and you will transform Alcirad if you do this. And to this the bull became shy, for he was a bull, and he felt his form too ugly for the Parvania at all times, especially when she disrobed for him. He snorted, though, and shook his nose-hoop into the light of the Secunda moon and said, "She is like this shine on my nose-hoop here, an accident sometimes, but whenever I move my head at night she is there, and so you know what you ask is impossible." And there we go. We're almost done with the Bannered Mare, at least in terms of looting it. But we do still have
Drink to our
Uthgerd
youth,
to
today's
chat
come and
with.
gone. For the age of aggression is just
Think you can go
about
blade to
done.
blade with me? You'd be dead in 6 seconds.
We'll drive out the
Good.
storm
Chet,
close and
you want to hear a little Nord wisdom? You don't really know a woman till you had a strong drink and a fist fight with her. Yeah, keep walking, Softgut. I'm more woman than you can
killer
handle.
of kings.
I'll take my leave. I got no quarrel with you, but I won't turn one down, neither. I'll take my... Out with it.
You must really love to fight.
The heat of the battle is the fire that forges the strongest blades. It's an old Nord proverb. That, and a true Nord never misses a chance to test her worth.
Sounds like you've got a grudge.
You've been talking to those companions? Too hot-headed, they cried. Weak, pathetic cowards, the lot of them.
Why'd the companions reject you?
It wasn't my fault. I told them over and over that it was an accident. They wanted me to prove my worth. So they threw me up against a young whelp of a lad, hardly old enough to grow his first chin hairs. I guess they thought a woman wasn't strong enough to hurt him. I didn't mean for him to die. Why would I want that? I just lost control.
Alright. That's... I'm actually going to do an anchor save, not just a quick save, because these things, they're a little buggy and they can go awry. You think you can take me on?
And why not? I could beat anyone in this city, barehanded. 100 gold says I knock your hide to the ground.
Let me look at my time. Half an hour, we're good. You're on, Brawl, 100
Just
gold.
fists. No weapons, no magic, no crying. Let's go.
Now, at some point they fixed it. It used to be that you could at least use healing magic.
Damn you.
Without aggravating them. But I think they fixed that particular glitch.
Will destroy you.
Anyway, brawls can be exceedingly difficult on legendary
I'm
difficulty.
gonna put you down.
If you haven't, at least if you have not yet found the Fortify Unarmed enchantment, which only exists in one place, and we haven't found it yet. But the fight is winnable enough.
That's your best, huh?
Especially at kind of low levels like we're at now. Uthgerd matches our level up to level 6, or up to level 30, excuse me. She's a minimum level of 6. But when this is over, Uthgerd becomes a follower. I'm seriously considering whether or not to replace Faendal with her. Her attack MOs are actually the same. Even though her default weapon is a greatsword, she levels in one-handed block, heavy armor, and archery.
Time to finish this.
So the only difference between her and Faendal, the only real difference, if you're optimizing her class abilities, is that
I'm afraid of
she... Well, there are two differences. Because Faendal levels one-handed more slowly than he does archery, which is a better skill. And Uthgerd is the opposite. One-handed goes up faster. In point of fact, I think I will replace Faendal with Uthgerd for that very reason. Because while archery for the player character and for the enemies is exceedingly powerful, I think Bethesda realized how game-breaking it could be to have really talented archers as followers. And so, believe it or not, they've got a damage cap that's implemented through what bows and arrows they're willing to equip. Most of them, what they do is if you exceed that damage cap with their gear, they switch over to a hunting bow, which is in every follower's inventory but is invisible and can never be removed from them. Now the unofficial patch and certain mods get rid of this, but of course I'm playing vanilla to try and mirror a console experience as best as possible, so that those playing on a PS3 or an Xbox 360 can follow this playthrough, which means the damage cap for followers using archery is in effect. That means, in its turn, that Uthgerd is going to be a better follower, because this is a very, very long-winded way of saying archer followers end up sucking, even though archery is probably the best combat skill in the game for you, and enemy archers are probably the most dangerous enemies in the game. It's weak sauce with followers because the cap they implemented. So if you have an archery-focused follower like Faithful, his utility is very limited. But meanwhile, Uthgerd is better at one-handed weapons than he is, which is what I want her to use. There's no cap on one-handed weapons. She'll just use the best weapon I give to her. Of course, she also has archery as a backup, which is never that awesome, but that's alright. And the other factor to consider with her, of course, is heavy armor versus light armor. She's gonna be more durable going forward with her heavy armor, especially considering she starts with steel plate, armor, gauntlets, and boots, all of which are pretty freaking effective. They're better than anything I've got sitting at home, except I'll need to give her a heavy helmet because currently she doesn't have any headgear. But I think once this brawl is over...
You think I'm afraid of you?
Which is actually not going too badly. Not even needing to game the system to use healing spells. I mean, I'm needing to stay out of reach, like you saw it, but...
It's nothing.
We needed a little excitement anyway. There was way too much hanging out in civilization and lack of danger. We got about 20 minutes left, which I'm hopeful will be enough time to retool our followers, number 1. Number 2, turn in all our miscellaneous quests. And number 3, go to Uthgerd's house, and Carlotta's house, and Isolde's house, because those quests are going to get turned in, and leave them out now that we're going to be friends. So that'll be a pretty solid video.
Come on, show me what you've got.
Come on. Over.
If it's work you're looking for?
Oh, now that's what I call a punch. You got me.
I think I've earned that 100 gold.
You're no liar. Best fight I've had in years. There you are. If you ever need another blade at your side, just ask. Wouldn't mind seeing how you handle a few trolls.
Alright, we are going to switch to Uthgerd. I find her to be a more useful follower than Faendal, even though they have equal level caps.
Still here.
I need to trade some things with you.
What do you want me to carry?
Actually, what I want is for you to give me all your goodies. It's time for us to part ways.
I'll head back home if you need me.
And we're just over the carry weight limit, because of course we are. But we're going to end up giving some things to Uthgerd. And we've got a horse now, so I don't care that much. Before I forget, on the quest list, there is Fight with Uthgerd the Unbroken, which happens to be the exact quest we just completed. So let me remove it from the list. Let's chat with Uthgerd.
You're someone who can get things done. I like that.
Follow me. I need your help.
Let's not waste any time.
All right.
We've stopped. What is it?
I need to trade some things with you.
What do you need to take?
I'll take those. And I'll take that. See, there's that invisible hunting bow. You, since she's actually better at one-handed than two-handed, she gets the steel mace that Faendal was using. Other than that, I think we're good.
I'm heading home, if you need me.
Oh gosh, I didn't want to dismiss
Want to hear
her.
a little Nord wisdom?
Follow me.
Let's not waste any time. Let's get going.
Just so
What
I
do you
can
need to take?
fast travel with some immediacy, I'm going to give her something heavy. Her steel plate's better than all this stuff anyway.
Lead on then.
There we go. got a little over 15 minutes left, I want to say. Let me check the accuracy of that. That's good.
Divine smart. Huh?
Before I leave, let me dart back here just because the bonus is expired.
Mister, could you spare a coin?
Here, have a gold piece.
Oh, thank you. Divines, bless your kind heart.
That completes the quest all beggars have for Lucia. Why are you begging?
It's what Brennan said I should do. He's the only one that's been nice to me since Mama. Since she died. My aunt and uncle took over our farm and threw me out. Said I wasn't good for anything. I wound up here, but I don't know what to do. I miss her so much.
We can't adopt her until we have a home, so I'll leave
Until
that
next
dialogue
time.
alone. But with that done, my ability to wait suggests we aren't dealing with any vampires, which is awesome. Faendal's gonna go back to Riverwood. I prefer Uthgerd as a follower for now. Probably end up sticking with her until we get to... Oh, yeah. So
I'm still here.
Let's trade.
What do you need to take?
Mostly, I just want you to give me all the vendor trash.
Lead on, then.
Do I have leather boots in here? I don't think I do. No. I have Imperial light boots. Leather boots are better. Alright. First... Do I have a hunting bow in here? I think I do. Yes. Okay, good. Oof, just... Gotta keep these things straight, you know. Stuff I eventually want for myself. I know I have a steel warhammer, so we're good as far as all that goes. None of this matters. We're going to disenchant that necklace of minor alchemy. Studded Imperial armor is identical to Imperial light armor, so it doesn't matter. Alright. We need that Argonian ale and the potion to cure disease. The rest is good. All this can go in here. Books can all go in here. Damn it! I need that cave bear pelt. I hate when it jumps like that. It's such a pain in the butt. I have no idea why it does it. It frequently does. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not. Maybe because I'm an idiot. Who knows? Loot. Plates. Pots. Tankards. Wooden bowls. Wooden plates. All what I call vendor trash. Now let's see what I got for Uthgerd. In terms of a heavy helmet. Got spare iron helmets.
I'm still here.
That's the best I've got, so let's give her one.
What do you need to take?
That will help her. I'm also going to give her one steel arrow.
Lead on.
I
then.
noticed that her little default was iron arrows, and everyone other than you, includes followers and enemies, is gifted with unlimited ammunition, as long as they have a single instance of whatever variety of arrow we're talking about. Is it unfair? Of course. But at least we can take advantage of it in the follower space. Cave bear pelt, leather strips, refined moonstone, and the straw go in there. I need to get rested so I can disenchant that necklace of minor alchemy.
I'm still here.
You learned Fortify Alchemy. More importantly, we got a rank of enchanting. It's up to 34. Very good. Uthgard's all set. We'll head back to Whiterun now. Those 2 Ice Wolf pelts are going to turn into 8 leather strips at the tanning rack, which will leave me needing 10 more. I'm going to go ahead and do that right quick. Having strategically not gotten rid of them. Alright, 10 more leather strips and we're done with that. Now, with 13 minutes to go, let's turn in some miscellaneous quests. Let's start by giving Isolde her mammoth tusk.
Those green apples you sold me the other day were delicious. Once I've made enough money...
Here's your mammoth tusk.
Thank you. This should turn that old cat's gaze. Maybe I'll be able to become a caravaneer myself one day. As promised, let me show you a thing or two about bargaining. Don't want some shifty merchant giving you a raw trade.
So we get a free boost to speech, and the quest, Rare Gifts, is completed for Isolde. So we've got, assuming you do the Path of Shadows on the Ogma Infinium, we've got 13 speech boosts left with that Isolde boost removed. Next.
Farewell.
Alright, let's give Brenowyn his Argonian Ale.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Here's that special ale you wanted.
Well, would you look at that? Argonian ale. My thanks, friend. Here, take this here healing potion. I, found it in the temple.
Argonian Ale removed, Potion of Vigorous Healing added. Completed, give the Argonian Ale to Brenowyn, which completes a miscellaneous quest that's actually called Argonian Ale Extraction. Very good.
Sure, whatever.
Let's have a
I've got a
chat
hungry
with
daughter
Carlotta
to feed.
Valentia now.
I hope you're looking at me like that because you want to buy something.
Mikhail won't be bothering you anymore.
Really? You convinced that lute player to stop chasing me? I'd thank the gods, but I'll settle for thanking you. Here's some coin for your help.
Gold 400 added. Completed. Tell Carlotta that Mikhail is taken care of. Which effectively means we've completed her quest, A Few Words with You.
Every day.
Now here's a new person who isn't related to any quests, so let's just pickpocket and speak to her. Birgit Battleborn has an amethyst I want.
You've committed crimes against Skyrim and her...
Come on now. I want her gold. And that's it. Other than that, I just need to speak to her.
There's a rift here in Skyrim. Can't neither magic nor the passing of time make it right.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
Every
Vampire
onslaught
hunters
has
or
come at
something.
last.
In the old
the
fort near
season
Riften.
unending.
I
War.
consider joining up myself.
I get them fresh from...
Can you believe those pathetic gray manes still show their face in public?
What's the matter? You can't stand the sight of a strong Nord woman?
For generations. Now there is only enmity. Yes?
Do you get to the
So you'll note that with rare gifts for Carlotta, or A Few Words with You done for Carlotta, we're now free to take whatever we like from her market stall.
They're saying it's because of this trouble with the Stormcloaks.
Exactly. Road patrols were cut in half because the Jarl
There are a
needed
few.
soldiers. Now
I
the
missed one
bandits
thing
are
that was free
bolted
to
down.
take here, but
They've been raiding the
that's alright.
farms for food and supplies.
You'll know. I note that for whatever reason, one of Fralia's necklaces always falls to the ground.
Thought they wouldn't taste as good
What
as
I
a loaf of
want to
fresh
do
You know what's wrong with Skyrim
now
these days?
is visit the homes we're now free to raid. That would... Renowin doesn't have a house, but we're free to check out Isolde's. Everything we left is now free to take, which is always good. There's some leather strips I somehow missed on the first go-round. With those in hand, we need 9 more. Let's take everything out. Then I'm going to do the same at Carlotta Valentia's house. And Uthgerd's house. Because having brawled with her and made friends with her, we're good to go. Got a little under 10 minutes. Should be fine. Already talked to Idluff.
You've been a good friend to me. That
And we've fully cleared the Plains District, which is a little bit noteworthy in its own right. Now then, here is Carlotta's house. I'm reminded of something I actually forgot to do on the last go-round anyway. There's a room I forgot to explore and a book I forgot to read. You can get this bread if you time it better than I did. So, console players take note. Make sure you grab 3 breads before you remove the bowl and cause them all to fall. Once you've done that, I TCL'd it just because I had screwed it up. But the reality is console players can access that bread. It doesn't start out down there, so we should be alright. Get that potato. Let's clear this table. Well, what do you know? Some useful stuff I missed. Glad we ended up coming back here, huh? This is Mila's bedroom. This is where I forgot to go last time. So there may actually be useful stuff in here. There isn't, other than a new book, Kolb and the Dragon. Any of you read Choose Your Own Adventure books when you were growing up? This is kind of how it is. I'll try to simulate the effect. Kolb and the Dragon, an adventure for Nord boys. 1. Kolb was a brave Nord warrior. One day his chief asked Kolb to slay an evil dragon that threatened their village. Go through the mountain pass, Kolb, his chief said. You will find the dragon on the other side. Turn to page 2. 2. Kolb took his favorite axe and shield and walked to the pass where he found a cold cave, a windy cave, and a narrow trail. Enter the cold cave, 17. Enter the windy cave, 8. Walk up the trail, 12. Let's enter the windy cave first. 8. A strong gust of wind blew Kolb's torch out and knocked him into a pit where he split his head and died. The end. Okay. Let's try walking up the trail. 12. Climbing up, Kolb found a camp. He met a wise man who shared bread and showed 2 paths to the dragon's lair. One went through the hills, the other through a marsh. Take the hills, 3. Take the marsh, 5. Let's take the hills first. 3. Kolb stepped onto a rocky hill. He could see the dragon sleeping below and a tavern off a road nearby. Climb down, 16. Visit tavern, 14. Let's visit the tavern first. 14. Kolb stopped at the tavern to rest before fighting the dragon. High elves ran the tavern, however, and poisoned his mead so they could steal his gold. The end. Huh. Okay. Climb down, page 16. Let's go there then. Kolb found the lair where the dragon slept, tendrils of smoke wafting from its nostrils. The air made Kolb's eyes sting, and he nearly slipped on the bones of men picked clean. The beast lay on its side, the throat and belly both waiting targets. Strike the neck, 6. Strike the belly, 11. Let's strike the neck first. 6. The head of the axe lodged itself in the tough, scaly neck of the beast. It wailed and thrashed, but Kolb held on and eventually sawed through the neck, killing the beast. Kolb returned home victorious, and his village was never bothered by the dragon again. The end. So, if we strike the belly, that's page 11. Kolb crept towards the belly of the beast, but no sooner had he taken his eyes off the head of the beast than it snapped him up and ate him whole, axe and all. The end. Well, there you go. So, we go all the way back here. We came here from page 12. We could take the marsh, page 5. So let's do that after taking the trail. Treading through the marsh, Kolb discovered a wailing ghost blocking his way. Attack ghost, 15. Give gold, 10. Let's give gold first. 10. Kolb remembered a story his gran told him and tossed 2 gold chits for the ghost, and it faded away, allowing him to pass. Turn to page 7. 7. Leaving the marsh behind him, Kolb could see the dragon's lair nearby, as well as a small welcoming tavern. Go to the lair, 16. Go to tavern, 14. That we've already done. Both those options. So, attack ghost, 15. Let's try that. Kolb swung his axe as hard as he could, but the ghost hardly seemed to notice. The ghost drifted into Kolb, and a deep sleep took him over from which he never awoke. The end. That gets us back all the way to page 2, where the only thing we haven't done is enter the cold cave, page 17. Kolb stepped into the frozen cave, but his Nord blood kept him warm. A smelly tunnel climbed ahead of him, and wind howled from another to his left. A ladder was nearby as well. Take the smelly tunnel, 4. Take the windy tunnel, 8. Climb the ladder, 12. We've actually already been to all those destinations, save the smelly tunnel at 4, so let's go there. Following the stench, Kolb found a filthy orc. The orc snarled and charged Kolb with his spiked club. Raise shield, 9. The orc cackled as his club splintered Kolb's shield and smashed into his face. There Kolb died, and the orc had soup from his bones. The end. Swing axe, 13. Before the orc could strike, Kolb swung his mighty axe. The orc's head and club fell uselessly to the floor. Turn to page 3, where we've already been, which means we've done all the options. That's a fun little diversion, isn't it? That's everything. Wait, no. I forgot to go upstairs this time. Goodness gracious me. We need to go upstairs in Carlotta's house. Take all the goodies from here that are now free to take since our last visit. Enchanter's Primer is still too valuable and becomes stolen, but everything else is fine. My carry weight is good, but I'm low on time. The next thing I want to do is clear out Uthgerd the Unbroken's house, which can be found right across the street from Carlotta's. Although...
Battleborn, give me your money.
I don't have any money.
You better give me 5 septims right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose. 10 septims tomorrow, baby Battleborn, or I'm gonna bloody your nose and your lip.
No, please! I really don't have any money, Braith. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just don't hit me.
So here are 2 other kids, Braith and Lars Battleborn. I'm not going to talk to Lars yet, because he's got a quest. But I am going to talk to Braith. Actually, I'll talk to Lars. No, I'll leave Lars be.
What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you, you know, even if you are my elder. Boys, girls, dogs, elders, there's nobody I won't fight. Stupid Lars, Battleborn. I fight him almost every day. But it's not much of a fight, because he don't fight back. Hi there.
Alright, that's it for Braith. Let's go over here and hear another conversation while we can.
I know your family's honor is important to you, but we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that thieves' den. I can't stop now, and I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
Alfred! Just need to hire one, maybe 2 good men. You won't starve.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you set foot outside that gate, I won't be here when you return.
Saphir! Wait,
Alright, and that's it. So let's pickpocket Saphir. We've already got a key to Amren's house from pickpocketing Amren. So all we need off of her is her gold and her lockpick. Let's talk to her before she goes in the house.
I just want to go home and read. Nothing like a good adventure or romance to lose yourself in. I import books whenever I can. Most Nord works are too bawdy and violent for my tastes. My daughter Braith says I read too much. Play with me, Mother. Girls need to learn how to take care of themselves. Really, I wish my girl would read more. It would certainly keep her out of all those fights. If you'll excuse me, I really just want to get home. Yes, I haven't got all day.
And that's it for her. I'm going to stay on this side of the little creek where the Gildergreen is. A few houses we need to check out. But I'll raid the outside barrels and harvest lavenders and whatnot. The next thing I'm actually going to do is loot out Uthgerd the Unbroken's house, because all the minor loot in there is free to take, thanks to beating her in the brawl. But before I do that, I'll just point out that you've got House Greymane, the Temple of Kinnereth, down here is the Hall of the Dead, and up here is the House of Clan Battleborn. All of which we still need to go into and loot. We've done Carlotta Valentia's house. We'll do Amren's house. It's on my list. For the next video, we're going to do Uthgerd's house. As for this video, it's going to stop right here because there's at least one book in here that'll take 5 or 10 minutes to read, and I'm already at the 1 hour mark. This has been Let's Play Skyrim. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it, sharing it, or subscribing to the channel. Even if you don't do any of those things, I really appreciate the simple fact of your viewership. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.